Let's see how to enter section adjustment operations to solve a connection between four bars with the tools in CYPE Connect. To do this, once the node has been created, we select it in the table on the left-hand side of the interface and edit the connection by clicking on the corresponding button at the top. This way, we access the connection window. In the Model tab, we must specify the operations necessary to define the connection. In this case, we click on the Adjust Section option to add an adjustment operation. Keeping the operation selected in the table on the left, we can configure its parameters using the options in the central panel. In the top drop-down menus, we select the section, in this case Beam B1. We can adjust it to a section, to a plate, or to a reference plan. We select section B3 and more specifically, its web. In Displacement, we can enter a value to modify the position of the setting, which in this case is 105 mm. With the adjustment operations, the section is lengthened or shortened to the indicated point. The result of the operation is displayed in the viewer on the right-hand side. To apply this operation to another section, we select it in the table on the left and click on the Copy option at the top. In this new operation, in the section area, we select Beam B3 and adjust it to section B1 in its web. Then, we enter the required value for the displacement. We click on Adjust Section again to enter a third operation. We now select section C1 and adjust it to section B3 in its top flange. The program allows us to directly enter the welds of the flanges and the web by activating the corresponding checkboxes. This way, we define the welds between column C1 and beam B3. Within each section, in the first drop-down menu we have several possibilities for defining the position of the weld, on the left side, on the right side, or on both sides, as is our case. In the second drop-down menu, we choose if the welds are fillet welds, defined by throat thickness or by side thickness, or by double bevel butt welds. In the third drop-down menu, we set the shape of the weld surface, whether it is not defined, flat, concave, convex, or with toes blended smoothly. In the fourth drop-down menu, we indicate the place of execution, either on-site or at a workshop. Here, we define fillet welds by means of the throat thickness at 3.5 mm. We can also indicate the parameters of the electrode, including its reference and the resistance of the filler metal. We must specify whether the welds have an initial or final displacement. By default, the program places the weld on the flat part of the web, interrupting the weld at the chord radius of the section. Then, we click on Adjust Section again to enter a setting for section B2. In this case, it is set to section C1 in its bottom flange. We also add a 10 mm displacement so it does not overlap with the previously defined weld. Finally, we add a second adjustment on the same element. To do this, we click on Adjust Section and select section B2 again, but this time we adjust it to section B3 in its top flange. We enter only the weld of the web by activating the corresponding checkbox. Here, we set a final displacement of 15 mm to place the weld in a better position. From this point, we must add the rest of the operations necessary to complete the model of the connection before being able to carry out its analysis.